Hello, hello everyone. Yay. Welcome to Team Fantastic's Hangout, where we come and hang out and learn from each other, inspire from each other, and do so much together every other Tuesday, usually at 8:30 Eastern Time. And with this new season, I thought it would be super awesome if we could have super awesome guests to come in because you guys are just used to me all the time. And, it's always good to have a different perspective on things. Our last hangout, we had the wonderful Misty, and everybody has a different style to teach, and Misty's very, very informative. And, like, everyone messaged me and said, like, oh, I had such a great hangout. Misty is so knowledgeable and knows a lot of information. So that was really cool. And I have a different style where I'm just like, attract the awesomeness into your life. But, that doesn't always work for everybody. So tonight, I'm really, really excited to introduce our wonderful speaker. She was nominated for Shining Star Award. Yeah, Shining Star, and which is a huge deal, huge, huge, huge deal, and it's a huge accomplishment. She also has a YouTube channel, and she's always helping people on the YouTube channel. And the thing about Scentsy is that it's actually really legit a family, and a lot of people are like, you're in like this type of cult, and it's like, well, if cults are super awesome, super positive, super rewarding, and I get free stuff, then yeah, this is the best cult I've ever been in. Because our guest is part of the same family, but we're not in the same, immediate family, and she's taking the time to come and give us her knowledge. So I really, really appreciate this, and it's just super awesome that everybody in the Scentsy family do help each other and motivate each other because they believe in paying it forward. They believe that what you give, you get back. So there's going to be so much awesome karma going back to her. So without further ado, I would love to introduce you, Katie Farner.
Hi.
Yay! So, Katie, if you can just let us know a little bit. I know you're a Scentsy Director. So if you could just let us know a little bit about your story and how long you've been with Scentsy, and just give us a little bit of your story.
Okay, absolutely. Hey, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I am honored that I was asked to join you all tonight. I have seen some really great things from your group, and I know you've got some awesome leaders with Jocelyn and Nick. It's just amazing. Hi, Jocelyn. So I know that you're probably getting wonderful training all the time, but so hopefully a lot of the things that you're going to learn tonight are going to be new and exciting, and you're going to have some great things to put the pedal to the metal this fall and try out some new things. So I know that she wants me to share my story, so I'm going to share the kind of brief, condensed version because I want to be able to really share with you the meat of what I've got prepared for you today as well. But to tell you a little bit about myself, so I am 29 years old. I'm actually turning 30 on September 28th, and you can tell I'm a little about it. I'm a little freaked. So in just a few days, I'll be turning 30.
This is good. This is good. I'm turning 30 this year too.
You are? Are you scared?
No.
I'm freaked out.
We're getting closer to all the wonderfulness of life.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, go on.
My 20s have been really good. I've been with Scentsy for like 5.5 years of them, so.
Yeah, so your 30s are going to be like your 20s.
Yes. So I joined Scentsy in May of 2010. When I joined, my husband and I had only been married for a few months. We got married in November of 2009. So no children. It was just my husband and I. I decided to sell Scentsy because my consultant was moving away. And I had been buying from her for probably about 5 years. I got my first warmer in 2005. So you do the math, 4 years. I got my first warmer in 2005 and was super hooked right away. Was buying constantly. And when she decided to move away, I was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get more Scentsy? And she's like, you can just join. And she wasn't going to be selling anymore. She didn't want to sponsor me. So I just had to search for a random sponsor, which I did, and I joined. And I had a super slow start, really, really, really slow. I joined in May. My launch party was it was at the end of July, beginning of August. So when I joined, it was just very casual. I had no goals. I didn't pay attention to what shooting star was. I barely earned sensational start level 1 simply because my launch party was a huge success. My launch party was of 1,300 in PRV, just because I had like 15 or 20 people come and they were excited, and it was really great. Excuse me. So I was like, oh, okay. It was a small, little, tiny light bulb moment where I thought, oh, okay, well, this might be something. And so we just kind of casually kept on rolling, and I was having consistent parties, and recruiting was not something I wanted to get involved in. I had huge fear, huge insecurity, huge doubt in myself and my abilities to lead a team, so I did not want anything to do with that. I tried talking my first recruits out of joining my team. And then I went to reunion, and everything completely changed for me. Jamie Solins was the one person, like you'll find if you haven't been to reunion yet, you'll find that when you go, and for those of you who have been, I'm sure you can relate, that you tend to find like one person who really truly sticks out in your mind, and you really feel like, oh, okay, like we're kind of like one and the same. Like I get this girl, or I get this guy, like I get it. And that was me with Jamie Solins. What she shared, I just really connected with her. She loved the home parties, and she talked about how those were growing her business and all of that awesome stuff. So really connected with her, and she was really what gave me my aha moment. She was really what made me realize, if she can do this and do this so well, I know that I can too. So I came home and just started attacking my fear and started pushing myself out of my comfort zone, which I think is where so many of us stay trapped. And you know, when it boils down to it, most people who are not growing their business, it's because they're staying in that comfort zone bubble. They're afraid to bust out of that bubble because it's just very deceiving in there. You think, hey, it's comfy, it's warm, I'm happy, you know. So when I did that is truly when everything changed for me. You know, I had never left the country before that. Now I have been blessed to go on some really incredible trips, my favorite being Greece. I've earned, you know, awards that I never thought I would earn. It's completely changed my life. And none of that would have happened had I not stepped outside of my comfort zone and not shut those fears and those insecurities up and said, you know what, no, I want this. That is more important to me than my fear and self-doubt and all of that crap. So that's like a little bit of my story there. So hopefully some of you can relate, and I hope that this fall you push past your comfort zone and are willing to get a little uncomfy, because it's so much better out here than it is in there. Right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to dive into my training that I have prepared for you guys tonight. Home parties are the heart of my business. Home parties are like what I'm all about. I love home parties. They have dramatically changed my business because of the fact that they're constantly getting me connected with new people. When you're a consistent recruiter, you're going to find that you're recruiting a lot of people from your warm network. And so people are like, oh my gosh, I'm running out of customers, or people don't want to recruit because they're afraid they're going to run out of customers. And that's why I love home parties, is because they're just like this cycle. They just constantly create more. They're like little rabbits. Like they're just constantly creating more and more and more parties. One party always flows into more. So that's what I love about home parties. And they're just fun. We get to introduce people to Scentsy. We get to bless them with something that we fill our house with and we love so much. So I have prepared for you a training that's home parties, rocking your home parties from start to finish. So I'm going to talk about literally the beginning all the way through to the end. So you can't talk about the beginning of a home party without talking about hostess coaching. For hostess coaching, here are my best tips for all of you. So the first thing is you've got to have a motivated hostess. They got to be motivated. If they're not motivated, they're not going to push past their comfort zone to get uncomfortable and maybe feel like they're being annoying, as they say, regarding inviting their people and really staying on top of their guest list. So how do you make a hostess motivated? We know it's very difficult to motivate people, and truly you can't motivate someone. It has to come from within. So what's going to motivate your hostess is her wish list. A hostess who wants product is going to be motivated. So make sure that she has a catalog in her hand. Make sure that she has given you a list or told you verbally over the phone or via text message what her favorite items are. What from this new catalog is she super psyched about and really wants to get in her hot little hands. So make sure that she is motivated. Very first thing, super important. Make sure that you have consistent contact with your hostess and her preferred communication method. Just because you might like to get on the phone and chit-chat for 20 minutes with her once a week or whatever doesn't mean that she has time for that or that she wants to. So just like with your new team members when you bring them on board, ask her what her preferred communication method is and then communicate with her in that means. So I'm going to give you an example. So let's say that you have a hostess who booked a party with you and her party is sometime within the next 2 months. Maybe it's 2 months out. Within that 2-month time frame, I would make sure that she is sent a hostess packet, which includes some things like who do you know memory jogger, like things like that to help her think of her, like a 40 guests in 4 minutes document, something that helps her think of her guest list and think outside the box. I also include in there a scent circle, and I actually take the scent circle out of the clear plastic and I use a silver metallic Sharpie. And I write her party date and time in the center of the scent circle. And along the perimeter of the scent circle, I write invite everyone. So this way she's got a constant reminder in front of her face of her upcoming party. And, she might be sitting in the drive-thru talking to her, teller at the bank, and she's like got a pretty friendly relationship with her. I mean, hey, she can invite her. Like, it's just going to help her to remember to really think outside the box and invite everyone. And plus, she'll just enjoy it. So that's something else I include in the hostess packet. And of course, invitations, however many she's requested, and a current catalog or showcase brochure. So first thing is she would receive that in the mail. And we would probably text or speak on the phone or email, whatever her preferred communication method is, probably 3 to 4 times within a 2-month period. I would say is about the average if a hostess was 2 months out, about that I would talk to her. I don't want to hound them, but I also want to stay consistent and communicate with them. And of course, you're the expert, so make sure that you teach them how to properly invite their guests. I find that a lot of consultants can be very timid and are almost afraid to, teach their new team members, hey, this is how you need to do this is how you need to do that. And I find the same thing with hostess coaching. A lot of people are like, I'll just let my hostess do what she wants to do. She's not the expert. You're the expert. She respects you more when she sees your professionalism. And how much more professional can you be than coaching her on the best ways to invite people? So make sure that you teach her. One-on-one invitations are the best. On the phone, in person, what have you. Facebook is only a backup. Facebook is a means to remind them of remind these invited guests of the upcoming party. It's not by any means a way to invite people. I tell her, if you're only friends with them on Facebook and you have no other way to contact them, make sure you send them a private message. Don't let the Facebook invitation be their invitation, because people are going to feel unimportant. And if they don't feel important, if they don't feel like you care if they're there or not, they're not going to care if they're there or not. So I coach my hostess on that. And you need to create the Facebook event for her. I have the same exact description that I use every single time. I've got it saved on my computer, so all I have to do is copy and paste, and it's just so simplified. So make it easy for her, because if it's easy for them to host, they're going to want to host with you multiple times a year. If it's a headache, they're not going to want to host with you again. So make it and post in the Facebook event at least once a day. If you create videos for your business, make sure you share those videos in there. Some things that are original content that are going to get people excited. And when you first create that Facebook event, make sure that you introduce yourself. I always share the picture. I have a picture of myself going like this, holding up Chin Chin Itza and from Leadership Retreat. So I always share that photo because I think it's funny and it'll catch people's eye. And I just introduce myself and I say, hey, I'm so-and-so's Scentsy connection. I'm so excited to meet you at the party, blah, 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 blah. So I just introduce myself and just share a little snippet of me and my story. So make sure that you're motivating your hostess to get online orders as well and that she understands how that all works. I already talked about the scent circle with the party details. Let's see. And so when it comes to the closer closer to the party, you want to give her incentives for her attendees. And you don't want to do this way out. You want to do this closer to the party, because I do one of two incentives. It all depends on what her feedback is, what her response is to her inviting. So I either do one for trying to increase the attendance or just something fun. So if they need to increase the attendance, I do bring a friend, get a gift. And all they get is a little baggie with some mini testers or a sample of washer whiffs or something like that. They don't get anything huge. It's just a small little tiny gift, something easy, inexpensive. I don't tell them what it is. I just tell my host, hey, really encourage your friends to bring friends. Be specific when you make those suggestions. If you know someone's close to their mom, say, hey, you should bring your mom. I'd love to see her. The more specific they are, the more likely the person is to, in fact, bring a guest. So offer some type of incentive or gift for your hostess's friends to bring guests. That can help increase her attendance. And this is something you're not going to know till a couple days out. A couple days out, if she's telling you, oh, I've only got like 4 or 5 coming, then you really want to go with some type of incentive like that. If they're getting a solid attendance, then you want to go ahead and do something fun for the people coming. So what I like to do is tell everybody to bring a hand towel, just a small little hand towel like that would be in your guest bath. And what we actually end up doing is laundering the hand towels in Scentsy Laundry. This way they can actually see and interact with the product and then experience the product when the load of laundry is finished. So this doesn't really cost me anything besides the use of the products, but it helps me sell a ton of the products, and it really intrigues everyone. Like, why am I bringing a hand towel? This is weird. So that is my hostess coaching kind of in a quick nutshell.
Katie?
Yes.
Okay, so you do a load while you're at the party?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool.
I ask my hostess in advance, of course, if it's okay. I let her know. I let her know that we're going to be doing it, and if that's okay with her, so she doesn't have, a load of whitey-tighties in the laundry or something. But
that's
yeah,
awesome.
they love it. It's fun, and it really helps me sell a ton of laundry stuff. I sell the Laundry Love Bundle like it's going out of style.
Ooh, that's a great tip right there. Okay, thank you.
It's a lot of PRV too. 50 in PRV is a lot.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, so let's talk about your mindset. Oh wait, hold on. Let's talk about your professionalism. I love talking about professionalism because I think there's so many people out there who don't have a respect or don't understand network marketing, kind of think it's just a bunch of soccer moms who are just like not taking it seriously or something. And so I love being a part of changing that. I love being a part of changing people's perspective on network marketing and seeing that it is professional men and women who are building legitimate careers. So I talk about professionalism a lot. So let's talk about your preparation to be a prepared professional. When it comes to the parties, I don't come to the party in my, you can't see my shirt really, but I don't come to parties in my Scentsy gear. I brand myself like day to day, like today. I went out, I had errands to run, so I branded myself today. But when it comes to a home party setting, I don't brand myself. I just dress normal. I wouldn't say I dress, business casual. Like sometimes I'll wear jeans and a blouse and wedges. So I wouldn't say like I'm wearing pencil skirts and blouses or something, but you also don't want to come in there in pajamas and a tank top. So find your comfortable professional wear is what I would suggest, and then wear your name tag, because you want people to, when you come to that party, you're coming to that party to make friends. And I feel like we don't make friends as well when we look like some crazy Scentsy lady and we got a giant headband on with a glittery star and, craziness everywhere. So I feel like we're going to just look more approachable and people can connect with us more when we're not full on Scentsy spirit. We can be Scentsy spirit inside, just not all over our bodies. So look like a professional and you'll feel professional. Make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to set up for your party. I like to give myself about 45 minutes to set up for the party. It only takes me about 30 to get my setup together, but I always want to give myself about 45 minutes so I have time to finish and then offer my assistance to my hostess. Oftentimes they're running late themselves, so how much more at ease can we put our hostess if we have time to help them You don't want to be running in there like a tornado 15 minutes before the party starts, stressing her out even worse. So make sure that you are professional and that you give yourself enough time to get to the party. And while you're setting up with your hostess and maybe helping her chop some fruits or veggies or something, you can chat with her. And that's a perfect time to follow up on your hostess flipping opportunities and talk to her about people coming to the party that she thinks might be interested in hosting their own, et cetera, et cetera. So make sure that you practice your presentation over and over and over. I can't tell you how many new recruits tell me, oh, I come to your party with you and, I watched your presentation and you make it look so easy and so smooth. It's because I've been doing it for 5.5 years. Every single person knows practice makes perfect with anything. And it's the same thing with our presentation. So if you want to get better at your presentation, you got to practice it. Practice it in front of the mirror, record yourself on camera so you can see if you're making some funky faces or something. And that way you can kind of cut that stuff out and make sure that you look professional. Be organized. Make sure that everything looks clean and crisp. I've gone to parties for other direct sales companies, and I have seen people handing out like messed up looking business supplies and tools where their catalogs are all wrinkled or already have pen written on them from a previous party. Make sure that your supplies look professional. Your testers are sorted and organized. Your catalogs, your pens, your order form, everything looks clean and crisp and new. So let's talk about your mindset. So your mindset when you're heading to the party is really important. It's just so silly. I always get embarrassed when I say this, but it's the truth, and I want you guys to know. So I actually have a playlist on my phone that is called Katie's Party Jams. And I play it before I go to all my home parties. It has songs on there that get me in the right mindset, the right mind frame. If I was like driving there listening to Metallica or something, like that would not get me in the right mind frame. I'm listening to songs like Be Brave, like I want to see you be brave. And I listen to songs like that lift me up and make me feel excited and make me feel ready to share and just get me going, So find those songs that speak to you and do that to you and create yourself a little playlist. Call it your party jams. It helps. When I go to my home parties, my goal is not to sell tons of product or book tons of parties. And that might sound crazy to you, but that's actually not my goal. My goal when I go to a home party is 2 things. I want to make a bunch of new friends who absolutely love me, adore me, and want to hang out with me more. And I want to give people the best home party experience they have ever had. Not just the best Scentsy party, but the best home party experience they've ever had. Those are my 2 goals for going into a party. Because of the fact that those are my 2 goals, if I actually work on those 2 things being achieved, I know, period, the end result is going to be great sales and bookings and people interested in the business opportunity. Those things are going to come. They're going to be a natural effect of you going into the home party with your heart in the right place. So focus on those things. Get yourself in the right mindset before you're headed to the party. If you're driving to that party thinking, oh my gosh, I am only $600 in PRV away from my promotion. I need this. I need this to be $600 in PRV. And then you show up and you find out only 4 people are coming and you're irritated because you know it's not going to hit your PRV amount. Like, we can all admit, I think, that we have been there. We've been close to a goal where we need it and we get so frustrated if we see we're going to fall short or we think we might fall short. So just completely get out of your own head and make it about them. Make it about them having a great party experience and them making a new friend in you. And I promise you, a great party is going to be your result. So let's talk about how do you create this best party experience ever. So it's a heavy, lofty goal to say, I want these guests to be experiencing the best home party they've ever been to. It's a lofty goal, but we can do it. Absolutely, we can do it. I mean, we're selling Scentsy. Hello. Okay, so it starts with your hostess. It starts with pampering your hostess. Like I said, I give myself extra time to be able to help her for whatever she needs. I always do a booking gift. If it is their very first home party with me, they get a booking gift. After their very first home party, I actually don't give them a gift. What I do is give them a thank you card. And I slyly pass it around to all the guests and ask all the guests at the party to discreetly write something, that they admire or they love about their hostess, what draws them to their hostess. So this is not necessarily a gift, but it is a gift. It's something that just makes them feel, it makes them feel, you know, that quote, people will forget what you said or what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And that's what this card type of thing does. They see you in a whole new light. They see you like, wow, this girl like really cares about me. So that's what I do for my repeat host. So do things like that to make your hostess feel pampered and special. Greet your guests at the door. When I'm preparing for the party, like setting up for the party, talking to my hostess, I make sure to let her know, hey, don't you worry about greeting people at the door. I'll take care of all that for you. You just hang out over here with these scents and you have fun with your friends that are here, and I'll worry about greeting people at the door. Selfishly, it's because I want to be the first one to greet them when they come in the door. I want to get my catalogs and all those things in their hands. And I want to find out, is this your first Scentsy party? Are you a Scentsy virgin? I mean, I don't say that, but you know, that's the gist. Are you new to Scentsy? Like, I'm so excited to share it with you. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I get to be the one to introduce you to it. You know, that's the kind of conversation I like to have. So I get a feel for all my guests as soon as they arrive. So coach your hostess on how to conduct herself that night. This is going to ensure that you do have the best home party experience if you effectively coach your host on how to act that night. Now, it's not like I say, you need to do this and you can't do that. I'm not saying treat her like she's a toddler, but coach her on what is going to give her the best results, the best, most successful party, so she gets the most host rewards. So I want to help you have a party that's going to get you everything on your wish list, is how I say it. That is an effective way to do that. So I coach her on, you know, hanging out where the fragrances are, encouraging her friends to smell. I teach her what the booking beads are. I always have my hostess wear booking beads. There are 3 Mardi Gras type beads that I found at Party City, and they actually have stars. It's actually, instead of just regular beads, it's actually stars, and they're super cute. I found them at Party City. So I have my hostess wear 3 of those, and I teach her what they are. I teach her that these are booking beads. Each one of them represents a party. If someone at your party decides that they want to hold their own, you give them one of these sets of beads. If all 3 of them are taken away, you're going to get one special gift tonight. And all I give her is a free bar of the scent of the month. That's it. But she doesn't know that. And I also explain to her that each one of those parties will represent a half-priced item, because remember, she's going to get that perpetual party reward when that person holds their party. So when she sees, holy cow, I'm going to get 1 more free gift and I'm going to get 3 more half-priced items if I get all these taken, she is going to be much, much more motivated to encourage her friends to take these beads. She's going to be saying, oh yeah, we'll make your party great. I'll come and I'll invite some friends too. And I promise you, your hostess will be doing your job for you because she wants all that stuff. So make sure that you explain all of that to her. Make sure that you teach her how to conduct herself at the party, and it's going to make it a big success for you and her. So the home party flow is very important to making it a success and making it a great home party experience. A lot of people, I think, make a mistake by having their presentation too early during the party. For me, I do smell, presentation, close. It works really well that way. Because of the fact that we are a fragrance company, we know going into our parties that it's not our presentation, it's not talking about the lifetime warranty on the warmers and the diffusers that's going to make people fall in love with our product. What is it? The fragrances, right? So why would we start off with a presentation? We need to start off with the fragrances, get them emotionally connected to the product. And how are they going to do that? Smell them. So at the beginning of the party, my goal is to make scent suggestions for people and help people find at least 1 fragrance that they are obsessed with and cannot imagine their home without that smell in it. That is my goal for the beginning of the party. So that usually lasts for 30 to 40 minutes, depending on the tardiness of the party guests. That kind of usually determines when we start the presentation, because I want to make sure that 99% of those guests are there for the presentation, because it's very important. This is your opportunity to have their focused attention, and you want to seize that opportunity. So that is your flow that you want to have. You want to do smelling, presentation, close. Time is important. Don't make your parties too long. You don't want to wear out your welcome. My parties will last between 2 and 3 hours from setup to tear down. And that is because of the flow that I do. If they smell their fragrances before, they've already filled out their like it, love it, gotta have it wish list. So after the presentation is over, we're wrapping things up. They're not going back to just now finally start smelling, and it really keeps it in a more timely manner. Do things like offer a customer rewards program for your customers. I use the customer loyalty cards from the Scentsy family store. They kind of are in and out, so I'm sure you guys have seen them before, but just in case you haven't. So the frequent customer cards, I use these from the home office, and I have a little hole punch, and I punch them. So do something like that to make your guests feel appreciated. When I first joined, I was actually only doing 1 punch per package. So like if they bought a 6-pack of bars, they'd get 1 punch. But then someone would buy, a room spray and a travel tin and a scent circle, and they'd get 3 punches, and it's like, that's not fair. So what I started doing was giving them 1 punch for every item purchased, including free stuff. So like if they purchase a 6-pack, they get 6 punches. And now I actually have people filling up their rewards cards, and it seems to be, much more worth my time. Otherwise, I'm just like, someone would fill up 1 card once a year, maybe. So this just makes more sense for me. So I bring those to my parties and punch those at the parties, and people get super psyched. They're like, oh my gosh, I get a free bar, and it's fun. So, and they feel rewarded. So make sure, what's that?
Do you do this when you package the order, or do you actually do it at the party when they
I do it
order?
At the party, because then that way when they redeem it then at the party, as opposed to them having to get their stuff and then they're like, oh wait, they call me and they're like, oh wait, I got a free bar thingy in my bag. Can I get 1 free bar? And then it's like, what am I going to do? Like drive 45 minutes to meet her to give her 1 bar? So I was having that kind of stuff happen. So
yeah.
now,
I like it. And then everybody gets excited that there's this loyalty card as well. So everybody, when we get all the energy of everybody, then it's even better. Ooh, I love it.
And people will be like, oh my gosh, I only need 1 more thing. Like, oh, let me get 1 more thing. What do I have to spend?
Upselling.
It does. It helps with upselling as well. And so I do it. It has to be over a $3 value to get a punch. So it has to be more than a scent circle.
Okay.
Or bulbs. So that makes them, they typically throw on 1 more bar or a room spray. So it really helps to increase your sales as well. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I talked about the relaxed atmosphere. I don't brand myself, just a name tag, act like a guest. Scentsy does not say you need to wear a suit and you need to act this way or that way. They want it to be genuine. So be your genuine self. So for me, that means I'm going to eat the food. I love food. If she's got brownies in there and I want one, I'm going to eat one. I'm not going to act like, I'm not going to act like I can't enjoy the party. So I'll have food, I'll mingle, and I make friendly conversations. I always coach my team members, you want to go back and forth. Friendly conversation. How do you know your host? Do you have kids? What do you do? Blah, 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 blah. Those basic questions. And then bring it back to Scentsy. It's a balance. It's like a teeter-totter. Scentsy, regular life. Scentsy, regular life. So these people feel that you are interested and invested in them, but also are doing your job and talking about Scentsy too. So during your presentation, I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel for live presentations, and I'm getting ready to record a new one at my party this Sunday. So I'm super psyched about that, to record our new presentation. So like I said before, this is the time when you have their focused attention, so you never want to skip your presentation. I hate open house parties. Hate them. To me, it's silly. It's just absolutely silly. Why waste this opportunity that you have to get their focused attention and talk about bookings and talk about the business? Don't skip it. Do whatever you can to ensure that you have a traditional home party. So Mary Christensen said in one of her books that during your presentation, you don't want to just bore people and be like, old catalog, on page 30 you'll find this, and on page 32 you'll find this, and on page 36 you'll find this. Like, how boring. You don't want to bore people with a catalog walkthrough and make them feel like, oh my gosh, this girl is just going on and on and on. Highlight the best. Highlight the best things. People are going to feel your passion for the product, right? So if you're not that passionate about Scentsy Buddies, but here you are glomming on about them for 5 minutes, people are going to be like, but if you're like, oh my gosh, Scentsy Buddies are the best. My kids love them. Look at this picture of the new one. My daughter loves it. She sleeps with it every night. if you're excited about it, people are going to feel that. So highlight the best. Highlight your best sellers, your personal favorite things, and use the rest of the time to talk about your business opportunity and hosting. Because if your goals are not even something that you discussed during your presentation, how could you possibly think you're going to achieve those goals? Like, if you want to earn the incentive trip, if you want to build your team, if you want to book parties, how can you possibly think that you can do a catalog walkthrough and just talk about every single page of warmers and layers products, but not talk about bookings and not talk about joining? So highlight the best and use the rest of the time to talk about what truly matters to grow your business. During my presentation, I always play purposeful games. I call them purposeful games because they serve a purpose for my overall goals. I play one game that's focused on sharing the business opportunity and one game that's focused on a booking incentive. So the very first game that I play that I'm giving away a prize for is currently during this catalog season, it's the Mickey Mouse incentive trip game. I don't know if any of you have seen my video on this, but I thought it would be fun to try to come up with something like the Tropical Island game. For those of you who have played the Tropical Island game, for those of you who haven't, you're just having them draw this tropical island landscape with their eyes closed, step by step. And it's just a fun way to plug our tropical themed incentive trips. But since we have a Disney themed incentive trip, I thought it'd be fun to find a way to do that. So myself and a couple other directors in the directors page, I was like, hey, I want to do this. I think this would be really cool. Can somebody help me with wording? And so there were 3 of us who came together and we came up with this really cool little story, basically. It's not a story, but it's just like step by step, here's what you draw. If you haven't seen it, I have a YouTube video on it, so go check that out. And all of the wording is typed up in the typed up description of the video, so you can just copy and paste and use it at your next home parties. But I have played it at 2 home parties, and it is so much fun. Everybody loves it. Once they finally start to realize it's Mickey Mouse, because it's like hidden, you know, like it'll be like, you know, my friend drew me with ease, don't forget, I forget the line, I can't think of it. But it's really fun, really, really fun. I loved it, and it's a great way to plug our business opportunity and the fact that we're all working together to earn a Disney incentive trip. And then the last game I play is always a booking game. My personal favorite booking game is tried and true. It's been working so well for me, is my dice game that I came up with. It's a little twist on the dice game that was shared a couple reunions back. It's a little more simplified. It's literally just you have everybody roll 1 die 1 time, and they roll a number, they write it on their order form, and then you hold up a sign that has 6 squares on it. 1 number for each number that they could possibly roll, 1 through 6. And each box has 1 prize in it, like a free layers product of your choice, or $10 in extra product credit, or an element warmer of their choice, something like that. So each number signifies a prize that they would get for booking a party with me. So that game is really tried and true. It works well. I love it. So those are my 2 games that I play that are purposeful games, and I'm giving away prizes. But there are other games that I play as well, like, of course, I mentioned the booking beads. But again, the booking beads are more for your hostess. They're more to incentivize your hostess and make her realize that she's going to get half-priced items or the perpetual party reward from Scentsy for giving away those beads and getting parties. The other game that I play where I give away a prize is also a way to highlight the business opportunity, and that's called the Most Likely to Succeed Award. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it before, but I first heard of it years ago, probably 4 years ago, when Scentsy put out a DVD called the Scentsy Day, a Scentsy Day DVD. Do you remember that one, Jocelyn? I don't know if you might remember that. It was called like Scentsy Day DVD. It was awesome. It was all kinds of tips. And one thing that I really took away from there was the Most Likely to Succeed Award. So if you've heard this one before, sorry, but the Most Likely to Succeed Award means that you're trying to identify someone who all the guests think would be the most likely to succeed as a Scentsy consultant. So you hand out your drawing slips, and you have them fill out the front of the drawing slip like normal, and you tell them to flip it over. And you say, on the back of your drawing slip, I want you to write the name of the person here at this party that you think would be amazing at what I do. So who do you think would be the most likely to succeed as a Scentsy consultant or a Velada consultant? And so they're going to write the one name of the person who they think is going to be great at it. so often it is the hostess, which is really cool because you've been planting seeds with her anyway. So you put all the names in a hat, you pull out, and you tally up and see who got the most votes. And what they receive is basically a possibility packet, but I throw a scent circle or a small gift inside that makes it like even more exciting that they earned it. And then that gives you someone to follow up on about the business opportunity, and that also gives you, or it gives them, a real sense of confidence. Sometimes the last thing someone needs to say yes to our business opportunity is that vote of confidence from their friends or family saying, yes, we think you can do this and we think you'd be great at it. So that is how I really work to make the party itself the best that they have ever attended. Those are some of the tips I wanted to share about that portion.
These are awesome tips. This is cool because a lot of the things you've talked about I've actually never heard. So this is
good.
Yeah, this is really informative. Your Mickey Mouse video, do you know what the video name is?
Yeah, let me look really quick. I can't say Mickey Mouse without smiling. I don't know what's wrong with me. I live here. I live literally like 35 minutes from Disney World.
Oh my God.
We go all the time. And so, you know, like we go to downtown Disney to see movies and whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, and so Disney's like not a big deal to us, but I grew up going to Disney with my grandma. And so like I have such special memories of it and stuff. So
That's
I'm
exciting.
When people say, oh, you must not even care, Disney's in your backyard, you probably don't even care about the incentive trip. Like, the Scentsy incentive trip could be in my own backyard and I would be excited because I'd be with my friends.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called Disney Incentive Trip Recruiting Game for Scentsy Parties. I can private message you the link.
Cool. Yes.
I'll do that to you right now so I don't forget.
And I'm going to share it to everybody.
Okay, just sent.
Okay, and then sorry, then your dice game. What if there's more than 6 people at the party?
No, it's not one number per person. It's just whatever number they roll, they write it down.
Right, but then there's only 6 options?
No, it's just like, so even if 2 people got number 2, it's cool. Hey, you both would get $10 in extra free product credit.
Okay, cool. I like that. And then most likely to succeed.
One of the things I love the most about that game, and like from a consultant to consultant, you know, you guys will get this. I've played other games. Like I love Christina Stainbrook, and I love her pouch party game. But I got so sick of having to fill those pouches in between every party. If you're doing 7, 10, 11 home parties in 1 month, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of time. What I love about my dice game is I need nothing but 1 die and this piece of paper laminated. That's it. I don't have to do any prep work. So that's one thing I love about this game too.
Okay, I love it. And the most likely to succeed, it's just a regular piece of paper, and on one side they write the name?
It's just a drawing slip. So you would give them a traditional drawing slip. So that way, even if somebody doesn't order, at least you still got all their contact information.
Okay.
But I don't do a drawing.
Right. And so it's like if I'm at the party and I think the hostess, I would write her information on it?
No, you would fill out your own contact information. I just say, fill out this drawing slip. And then I focus on the most likely to succeed award. So they basically forget about the drawing slip portion anyway. And I just have them write the name of the person that they think would be the most likely to succeed on the back side of the drawing slip.
Oh, love it. Okay, love it.
The purpose of the drawing slip is really just only to get their contact info in case someone comes and doesn't order, or comes and leaves early, you know, before they order.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. So now let's talk about closing the parties, which is one of my favorite parts. I say that about every part. It's all my favorite. It's all my favorite part. I love home parties. I can't wait for my party on Sunday. Okay, so let's talk about closing your parties successfully. So the worst thing you can do is sit down with someone and say, what would you like to buy today? Or what would you like me to write on your order form for you? Or would you like to get anything today? That's the worst thing you could possibly do. Don't do that, because that is always going to be short. What you want to do is say, what did you fall in love with today? What did you see that you thought was so awesome? Show me. They're not going to say, nothing. You know, like they're going to, it's Scentsy, they're going to have an answer to that. It's going to be, oh my gosh, yeah, I saw this, or oh, look at this warmer on the cover, I love this one, or oh, chasing fireflies, or oh, you know, but they always, never fails. They always say, I loved this, and I loved this, and I loved this, but today I'm just going to get such and such. And then they kind of get smaller. Everyone, I don't care who they are, I don't care like how nice of an area of town you are partying in. No one ever gets everything on their wish list, ever. It's just, it's like an internal guilt thing. I don't know. Nobody, even if they have the money, gets everything that they want on their wish list. So that's why I ask that question, because I can use what's on their wish list, just like I do at my events. I can use their interest in a product to book a party. So what did you fall in love with today? What did you see that got you all excited? Or what did you see that matched your home decor? You know, questions like that is what I ask them. And that typically leads into, what's that?
So I love it. So do you actually have a page that you write wish list on it?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No. I just literally, you know, ask them that to start a conversation and try to proceed into an order or booking a party.
Okay, cool.
So I just kind of like walk around with people after I do my presentation and kind of just ask them those questions and try to initiate an order taking process or booking a party. So I use what's on their, you know, what's on their spoken wish list to book parties. So say, for example, somebody says to me like, oh, I really like this warmer on the cover. You know, I really like this warmer, but today I'm just going to get a nightlight. I can't get that one yet. I'm going to have to wait on that one. That's what I always hear. I'm going to have to wait on this, so I'm going to get this instead. That's what I always hear. And I say, well, look, I see on your order form here that you rolled a number 3. A number 3 means that you would get blah, blah, blah and free for hosting a party. Plus, you get all those rewards from Scentsy. I guarantee you that you can get this and way more with hosting your party. What party style works best for you? That's how I say it. What party style works best for you? Because I already covered all the parties that we can do. Facebook, catalog, basket, home. And during my presentation, I say, there is a party for every lifestyle. I don't care who you are, what you do, what your kids do. There is a party for every single lifestyle. And the way you present the way you present hosting is going to make a huge impact on whether or not you book parties. If you feel awkward and timid and uncomfortable asking them to book a party, or you sit down and check someone out and barely muster the words, would you like to do a party with me? Who's going to want to do a party with you? Are going to be like, oh, she doesn't even feel good asking me about it. I definitely don't want to do what she's asking me to do. You know, you gotta ask with confidence and excitement, and you gotta believe in your heart that what you're offering them is awesome. You know it is. So do you believe it in your heart? Are you going to express that? Because nobody's going to want to nobody's going to want to do it if they feel like you're acting like you're going to donate you're asking them to donate a kidney or something. Like, make it fun and light. Even during my presentation when I'm talking about parties, I say, you know, do you like your friends? Do you like free stuff? Do you like Scentsy now? If the answer is yes to all of those questions, then a party is for you. You know, like, let's break down the barriers. Let's break down the fear of, I played an incentive and I got book a party. Oh, great, I got to book a party. Let's help break that down and focus on, it's fun. You're getting free stuff. You're hanging out with your friends who you've chosen to be your friends. Come on, people. Let's be serious here. It's not a big deal. So that's kind of my whole attitude about the parties. It's very lighthearted. It's very, we have a party choice for every lifestyle. It almost makes it impossible for them to say no. So when I sit down with them and I say that, you know, what party style suits you best? How difficult is that for them to answer no? None of them. You know, that's such a rare thing that I hear. Most often I'll hear, well, I was kind of thinking about a Facebook party, or, well, I was kind of thinking about a home party, you know, or, oh, I was maybe thinking of doing a basket party at the office. That's the kind of answers that I get back, which allows me to start a conversation and start from somewhere, you know? So when it comes to that's how I book my parties. It's never during the presentation. It's always during closing where I end up booking the parties and getting those dates. And I tell them, in order to honor your booking gift, we have to set a date tonight. It's okay if I call you in a couple days and we have to pick another day, but we at least have to put a date on the calendar tonight. So that's what I do to ensure that I get it booked and I get all their contact information. So make sure that you're always trying to upsell. Make sure that during your closing that you are talking about other products, that you are highlighting other things, even if it's something as small as a bulb. A bulb is $2 in PRV. It might not seem like that much, but if you sell, 15 customers a month, one extra bulb each, think about how that's going to add up in your PRV over a year's period of time. And when you are selling someone a bulb, it's so easy to upsell them to a 3-pack of bulbs. So really, I never sell someone just a $2 bulb. It's always a 3-pack of bulbs. So that's actually really $5 in PRV that you're getting for selling bulbs. So always upsell. You have to walk away from a sale being able to say nothing. You want to be able to walk away from a sale being able to say the word nothing. Because you want to be able to ask yourself, what did they say no to? What did that customer say no to during that closing? Nothing. You have to make sure that they have said no to something. They have to have said no to something. Do you want some bulbs? Do you want to dry your disc? Do you want to try a hand soap? Something. They have to have said no to something. So make sure that you can walk away from a sale knowing that they said no to something.
Okay. I have one question from Misty. When you ask them to pick a date for their party, how many people hold their dates, or does it actually end up getting changed, or how does that go?
Like straight up realistically, I would say probably 90% keep the date we book.
Cool.
Yeah. I really have I have very few cancellations. Very few. And if someone does, they always reschedule. I've never had someone just cancel on me. Okay. I think the more you prove your professionalism and that this is a business for you, the more people will treat you with respect and not do things like that. Not saying that everybody doesn't have a random, crappy experience with a hostess, but for the most part, when you put yourself out there like a professional and people understand this is your business, they will treat you as such.
Okay, cool.
So the last thing I want to talk about is after the party's over. What does that look like? Because just because you're packing up your testers and you're heading home doesn't mean this is over. For me, a lot of it's just beginning. You want to turn these new customers, these new friends that you have met into your fans. So I like to talk about this a lot, the difference between a customer and a fan. So a customer is somebody who was invited to a home party, came to the home party, ordered because they felt like they had to, to support the hostess, or maybe they, did like the product. A customer is somebody who walks through a home and garden show, comes by your booth, buys some stuff, you never hear from her again. That's a customer. We all have lots of those. But how many fans do we have? A fan is someone who cheers you on. A fan is someone who likes your Facebook posts. A fan is someone who repeat hosts with you, someone who refers you business, someone who is proud that you are their Scentsy consultant and they are loyal to you. We all want fans. Nobody wants customers. We all want fans. So the question is, how do you turn your customers into fans? So for me, it always starts with the home party experience, because during the home party experience, that's when I am able to build relationships or plant seeds for relationships. And it continues after the home party, because every single customer I meet at the home party, I search for them on Facebook within 24 hours of the party, because I'm already friends with the hostess. So within 24 hours of that home party, I am searching through the Facebook or through the hostess's Facebook page to find those people and send them friend requests. I send them a friend request along with a private message saying something like, it was so great meeting you last night at the party. I really enjoyed talking to you about such and such and such, and I look forward to continuing a relationship with you on social media. And please reach out to me if I can help you with anything, or you need to add anything or change anything with your order. Something like that. So I make sure that when I do this, I make sure that I make it clear who I am, how we met. And I make sure that my Facebook profile picture is actually of me. Not that we don't love our dogs or love our children or love our, cockatoo bird. Like, not that we don't love these people or these things, but if we're going to be running our business on Facebook, we've got to make sure that our Facebook page is actually our face and it's current. Not a picture of 7 years ago when we were skinnier and, you know, our hair looked better or whatever. A current picture of us. So when they get a friend request, they're not like, who is this baby sending me a friend request? I don't know who this baby is. They gotta recognize you right off the bat. Otherwise, they're gonna be like, delete. So make sure that it's a current picture of you. So like, okay, oh yeah, that's that Scentsy girl from last night. She was pretty cool. We continue our relationship on social media. For me, that has been the highest means of repeat sales for me, social media. People commenting on my photos on Facebook, sending me a private message, oh, hey, I saw your clothes in a party, I want to add to it. That has been the highest form of repeat business for me, way over follow-up calls, way more than follow-up calls.
You've earned top sales. I know you earned it this year, right? Top Sales and Mentor of the Year award.
I've earned annual sales 4 years in a row and annual mentor 3.
Wow. Congratulations, Katie. That is amazing. Thanks. So these are, you know, and I can see why. These are some great tips. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome.
So, let's see. So social media, I'm connected with my hostess. I'm connected with the customers. When the actual orders come in, that's when it's time to really put your touch on it and make it special and make it feel like a gift. So my hostess, she always gets one of the big, nice Scentsy bags from the Scentsy family store. She doesn't just get her stuff in a plastic bag. She gets her stuff in one of those nice bags. And I always throw in a coupon for her. Now, when I say coupon, I say that very loosely. I'm not very savvy with that kind of stuff, like editing and all of that. So it's literally just something that I typed up on Microsoft Word and printed off. Like, that's it. It's nothing fancy. But what it is there's actually 2 offers on there for my hostess. And these are for her to keep track of, not for me. I don't keep track of that. That would just be way too much. Because I have a lot of home parties each month. So she keeps track of these things. So there's 2 offers on her coupon. And the first one is a half-priced item the week of your birthday. So someone contacts me and says, hey, I want to use my coupon that you gave me. That's so cool. My birthday is this week. So what I tell them is, okay, great. I've got a party closing on X date. I will get it then. And I always just use the perpetual party reward. So because of the fact that I do so many parties each month, it never fails that I have a party coming up that I can use that perpetual party reward on. And I've educated them. Education is so important. An educated customer is a happy customer, so you make sure to let her know, hey, I'm closing a party on such date and I can order it then. You know, if maybe you're closing a party that day, but you can't use the perpetual party reward. You're closing a party in 2 weeks that you know you have a perpetual party reward on, tell her you're closing it then. So she's educated and she understands. But I offer a half-priced item, and it's nothing that I pay for out of my pocket. I just use that PPR. I also have, so that's the first offer. The second offer on the coupon is host a party with me within the next 6 months and get an extra half-priced item. So again, it's just the perpetual party reward, but I'm giving her an extra half-priced item when she hosts a party again with me within the next 6 months. And that way, I do 6 months because I know there's going to be a new catalog out at that point. And it allows me every month to go through my workstation and look and see, okay, who hosted a party with me 5 months ago? And I call all of them. And I say, hey, I wanted to call you because your coupon is getting ready to expire. Half the time they don't even remember what it is. Some of them have it on their fridge and they're like, oh yeah, I noticed that. I've been meaning to call you. But either way, it really helps me to make my hostesses repeat hostesses. So they get that coupon. And then when it comes to bagging all of the customers' orders, I have, oh yeah, here. Sorry guys. I have my bag here with all of my bagging supplies, and I include one of these in all of my orders. So it's got photos from the Greece trip on the front. Thank you for your order. It was a pleasure meeting you at the party. Your host is a smart gal. She had a few of the girls over and as a result got tons of free and half-priced Scentsy. She earned blank in free product and blank in half-priced items. You can too. And then, so it's kind of like a host and join thing, but also thanking them for their order at the same time. And then on the back, I just have a little story and more Greece pictures because it's my favorite trip of all time. I don't want to, reading the back would take a little while, but it just says, you know, about joining Scentsy and all the trips and my friendships I've made have been priceless and the recognition, and I'd love to help you place your next order, plan your next party, or better yet, assist you in making a career change that can change your life. So I include one of these in every single order and also a flyer and sample of the scent of the month. So that goes into every single bag. And then I tie it up with my purple and green curling ribbon and curl them, and that's it. I used to do handwritten thank you notes. I don't do it anymore. It was just too time consuming, so I switched to this. If you have the time, you're not doing a lot of orders each month, and you know, or even if you might be and you have the time, handwritten thank you notes always are so great. But I had to switch to these. You know, things have to go sometimes.
Did you get those done on like Vistaprint?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool.
I literally created these on Vistaprint.
They have a really good special on right now. I think you get like 500 for $25. People.
I love Vistaprint. I love them. And see, my join postcards, my business opportunity postcards are almost identical to this, but of course they are focused on the business opportunity. I like the postcards better because I feel like nowadays people are just like so fast moving. I don't want to do like a big trifold pamphlet with all this text. I feel like people won't read it. So I like the postcards. And then the last thing about turning your customers into fans is make sure that you're doing your follow-up calls with your customers. It's so important. Follow up with them on Facebook via private message or give them a phone call. Make sure that you do your follow-up I usually do my follow-up calls within 2 to 4 weeks of the party. So those are my tips on what I do literally from start to finish to make my home parties a success, to make my home parties breed more home parties, bring me, you know, potential recruits and all of that awesome stuff.
This was so informative. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 pages full of notes, and you're really good with your words, Katie. Like, you're really good with words. I even noticed when you were congratulating someone on Facebook, the description that you use and the words that you use, it just like put like tears in my eyes. Like, oh my God, if that was for me, that would have made me cry. You know, like you're really good with words. So
thanks.
Yeah, you're an expert at this. You've been doing this for a long time. But like you said, it takes practice, and you weren't like this 4 years ago. Right? So this is really cool, and you gave us lots of tips, and thank you so much for taking the time. And I'll just make sure that we don't have any other questions.
It looked like somebody typed one up that I saw.
So Misty asked,
this.
I'd like to know exactly how she broke down her story on the other side.
So it's not really my story. Here, I'll read it to you. It says, why choose Scentsy fragrance? Since joining the Scentsy family, I've gained a sense of purpose, confidence, financial stability, and earned incredible trips. We've visited Greece, Cancun, Punta Cana, Costa Rica, and our next trip, a Southern Caribbean cruise. The money, trips, and recognition is great, but the friendships I've made are priceless. I would love to help you place your next order, plan your next Scentsy party, or better yet, assist you in making a career change that can change your life. XOXO. My name and title.
Okay, awesome.
And then at the top, I've got my contact info with contact me today.
Awesome.
So I like the bright colors and stuff.
That's cool. That is so cool. I think I agree with you. I love home parties. I think they're the best. It's the way to make more money with Scentsy because you have a pool of people. And I had a launch party last week, and there was 9 girls there, and they were all Scentsy virgins.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
I love Scentsy virgins.
I know.
They're my favorite.
Her launch party on Thursday, and she's doing so great. She was telling me yesterday when we were talking that she's got 15 people expected to come to her launch party.
Wow.
and she's having 2 kind of soft launch parties with like her coworkers and her family. So I think she'll certify before 30 days. But anyway, we were just talking, and she said that probably 95% of her people coming have not used Scentsy before. So I'm so excited.
That's so cool. Before we go, does anybody on the panel have any questions or want to say anything to Katie or anything like that? We're going to be closing.
Can she hear us?
Yeah, she can.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Great job. I loved it.
Thanks.
My goodness. I really appreciate you doing this for the team. I loved it.
No, I'm happy to. I love training. I love talking Scentsy, and it's really fun for me. So I'm happy to do it. And I'm sorry if I talked really fast. I tried to fit everything in.
No, you didn't. You didn't. It was perfect. And for my brain, it kind of goes fast. So you didn't. It was perfect. It was just perfect. So now it's great because this is videotaped. So if we ever have questions, we have something to reference to. We can go back and re-listen to it. And you know, I'm sure you're okay with people adding you as friends and things like that. But we're always there to help everyone too. So if I get a question that I don't know the answer, maybe I'll ask you.
No problem.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Katie. I really appreciate it. Thanks for everyone who was here. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And we had a lot of viewers come on YouTube, and then a lot of people are probably going to be watching it later. So that is really cool. I love social media. I love this whole thing, how we can just interact. This is the coolest thing ever. And, you know, we're all helping each other out. So this is so awesome. So again, thank you so much, Katie. I really appreciate it. And I'm really looking forward to getting to know you on that nice fancy cruise that we're going on in January.
Me too. Thanks for asking me. It was an honor.
Oh my God, no problem. Like if you're like bored and you want to do another hangout, I'm setting it up.
We can talk about my other favorite thing, which is sponsoring.
Yes, okay, awesome. So we'll definitely have to do something like that.
Well, good night, everybody. Thanks again for having me, and I hope that you're excited and ready to rock your home parties this fall.
We are, now with all these tools.
Thanks, Katie.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you.